Hi, Maciek. I will explain the basic rules of Construction Contractor, a game where you run a construction contractor company, and the goal is, of course, to earn as much money as possible. The board consists of a basic part and an advanced part. We will not discuss the advanced part today. You also have a bank, you have a different kind of staff, you have some markers, and you have fixed activities, and you have card activities. Furthermore, each player has their office, where you, as CEO, you have a business manager, you have contract engineers, and you have production staff that is not currently on a production project. Lastly, you have actions that will be used to do activities on the board. The gameplay is basically you take turns doing one action at a time, doing one activity, and it goes round and round until the turn ends. So let's explain those different activities. You have the tender activity, where you place tenders to receive a project, and you have the hire activity, and finally you have the produce activity. So let's see, we have a lot of idle staff at our office, so we need a project. So why don't we take one of our actions and place a tender on this terraced housing estate project? First of all, to do that, it takes 2 contract engineers to do estimation. That's the red number. There is a lot of other information here. You have a construction time, 3 full rounds, where you will earn money each round before it finishes. You have a base profit of 6, and you also have the production staff required to run this project efficiently. Finally, you also need to do some purchasing work when you start the project. So, how do we do the tender process? Well, every other player and a non-player competitor as well will be able to place tenders. They don't have to spend actions to do that. What you do is you simultaneously and secretly decide what kind of tender level you want. And the lowest tender receives the contract. So we decide we go with a 4, and you kind of keep it under your hand. And then you simultaneously show your tender levels. So we have 4. The non-player competitor, depending on the business cyclical, has a 4 tender level. Let's put the dice there. So estimation and placing tenders is not an exact science. So we actually draw chance cards to see if our tender level is adjusted somewhat. First for the NPC, and you see there's nothing, no adjustment here. So the NPC has tender level 4, and we have 4. And we also draw a -1, so we got a 3 tender level. So we win the contract, and we simply take the contract, place it near our office. As you see, we suddenly reveal another card, another action card, activity card. So, and we flip it up. What we do when we just receive the project is that we place a construction time marker, 3 rounds. We also place a profit level, and the profit level is the same as the tender level, so we place a 3 there. Finally, we must do the purchasing work, and it takes 3 contract engineers to do the purchasing work. So that's it. As you can see, we actually miss a couple of key staff here to run this project efficiently. So why not hire staff? Well, as you can see, we actually need civil supervisors. So we place an action here and take this activity. So we simply take one civil supervisor and we pay one money to the bank. And we take it away. Okay, that's that. And then play continues, and when it's your turn again, you can either place another tender or hire more staff, or you can decide to produce. And we want to produce this project. What we do is we take an action and we choose one of the different produce activities on the board. And we decide to go for this produce activity. Supported produce, it's actually slightly better than the others. When you produce, what you do is, first of all, you staff the project. You fill it up, one of those, three of those, four of those, one of those. Unfortunately, we don't have ground workers. After that, you decide if you have any deficiencies. And we do have a deficiency. We miss a ground worker. On the other hand, we have a supported produce. That is the opposite to a deficiency. So the profit level of 3 is reduced by 1 for each deficiency, so it's down to 2. On the other hand, we have a +1 higher, so it's up to 3 again. So our profit is 3 times 6, so it's 18 money. Very nice. Finally, you reduce the construction time by 1, and you place a marker to indicate that this project has been produced this round and cannot be produced again this round, only next round. So that was all the activities. We did a tender, we did a hire activity, and finally we did a produce activity. And play continues like this until you either run out of actions or you decide you don't want to do any more actions. In that case, you must do the bookkeeping sequence. The bookkeeping sequence is, first of all, if you have any projects that you haven't actively produced by using actions to do activities, they must be produced, but with a reduced profit level. Then you pay the overhead cost. The overhead cost is the sum of all personnel on the board. So in this case it's 14, it's 20, 26, and you pay that to the bank. So that is kind of bad, since you only earned 18 and you paid 26. After that, what you do in the basic game is you finish projects. So any project that has construction time 0 is finished by removing the card, placing all the staff back at the office, and they are available for new projects. So this continues, and when all players have finished their turns and done their bookkeeping, the turn end sequence starts. And the turn end sequence is basically you return all your markers from the board to your office, all the staff that has been used for purchasing and estimation is available again, and all the cards that have not been used is simply removed. Finally, the board is filled up with new cards. And that is basically what this game is all about. I hope you enjoyed the rules explanation, and I hope you will enjoy the game even more. Thank you.